You can live a life of skepticism and cynicism, not knowing what to believe in, questioning if everything you've heard is false or true, and never truly trusting or never truly being untrusting. You live in this state of grey. You have no idea what direction to go in or what directions you can go in. You live with so much knowledge but no actionable way to use it. You live without a stable foundation to build from. But the truth is, it's better to believe something than it is to live in that state of grey, no matter if what you choose to believe in is delusional or is crazy to other people. You just have to make sure what you believe in it with absolute conviction and absolute power. When I was 16, I had no idea what to believe in. I'd watch a video about anything and I'd question, can't they just be lying? They're saying all this stuff, but they could just be lying. What reason do I have to trust this person? Is there any reason there at all? And my parents are quite conspiratorial, so I've always questioned everything. That's the way that I was brought up. I never knew what was true and what was fake, and I was sick of living in this world that I felt like I couldn't trust, because there were so many variables and unknowns that I had no idea what the fuck was going on with. So I created my own world, my own truth. I designed my way of life. I built it upon values that aligned with me. Protect and provide to those close to you. Take responsibility for my life and be an active participant in it. Most people go through life as a background character in their own lives. They don't take an active role in it. They let life come at them rather than coming at life. I want to be conscious and effortful with my actions, and I always want to strive for improvements. I started to believe in aspects of life that gave me power, that give me power. I truly and absolutely believe that everything is possible through consistent and conscious effort. I believe that God, the universe, consciousness, all expect great things from me, and they all provide me with challenges that aid me in achieving my goals. As you attain new information and you experience more, and as you grow, you can change and edit your beliefs so that they adopt the new ideologies that you found align with yourself. And it is more unusual for things to stay the same than it is for them to change. The world works from vibrations, energy, and frequencies. Everything you want to achieve already exists in its own plane of manifestation. So you just have to position yourself within that plane. By changing the state of your frequency, you can elevate your consciousness. You position yourself as a master of your mind. But that then forces a question: what is the highest plane of frequency? And if you look at the charts, it states enlightenment. But what the fuck really is enlightenment? We have all these ambiguous terms, but nobody asks themselves what they mean. So you begin to look at it. And right under enlightenment, on the the frequency scale, you've got love. And people say love is the most powerful thing. It's the most powerful state. Being in a state of love, you elicit the most power from yourself. You can do anything. But it's not the most powerful state. It's not the most powerful thing. So then what is enlightenment? And there was a test that was conducted. It took place over 20 years and it was called Spain. The scale of positive and negative emotions, where they put individuals and subjects into a Faraday cage. A Faraday cage is essentially a structure that doesn't allow frequencies in. You can think of it essentially like a cage that is wrapped in a load of aluminum foil or tin foil. And it blocks all external frequencies, so 5G, Wi-Fi, nothing can get in. So you put subjects into this Faraday cage and you begin prompting them with different things to trigger different vibrational frequencies. And after 20 years and looking within their bodies and different prompts, they realised that the highest state of frequency is authenticity. Being the truest form of yourself. The problem is that most people aren't the truest form of themselves. They're shells of ambition and desires of other people. So once you live authentically and in truth, which is the key, you elevate yourself to that vibrational frequency where you realise who you actually are, and you don't condition yourself or limit yourself by all the past. And breaking that illusion, you instantly enter a new paradigm of reality. There is a Bible verse that states, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." So depending on how you sit with yourself in silence and when you are on your own, do you analyse who you are and do you think about who you will want to become? Or do you let the ebbs and flows in life and the things in this world dictate who you are? Do you let the things that were tossed to you by culture influence your life? Or do you have an anchor, a reference point that is utilised as a beacon of truth? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Your thoughts dictate your actions. Your actions then lead to your behaviours. Your behaviours then lead to your lifestyle. And your lifestyle dictates your destiny. So if you reverse engineer this, ultimately you can say that your thoughts dictate your lifestyle. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So then the question becomes, well, how do I change what I'm thinking? How do I change and better my thought patterns? And the way you can do that is by analysing your inputs. There is an equal and opposite force for everything in this world. The law of motion. Everything must have an equal and opposite reaction. So whatever input you put in is going to have an equal and opposite reaction that it gives out. You can dictate the inputs that you put in. And through the dictation of the inputs, you can, to a degree, control the outputs. So you start doing things that are going to help you think better. You read books that give you a new perspective. You watch videos and podcasts that are knowledgeable and are about spirituality and the thoughts and basis of life. You research philosophers of ancient times, Socrates, Leonardo da Vinci, Galileo. You research philosophers who have come before us, and you research how people have lived, and you reflect on it. And then through these changes in thoughts and through the changes in belief, you then reap your destiny, because you're going to change your lifestyle. You're going to reap a new person. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. What you think is who you become. So you need to change what you think so it aligns with who you want to become. So you need to analyse who you are, analyse who you want to become, and adjust accordingly. Life is supposed to be a challenge, and it is supposed to be suffering and painful. But that's what's so fun about it. I hope you've learned something from this, and I trust that you'll be back for more. If you have any interesting thoughts on the topics in this video, please leave a comment, and I will be happy to discuss my ideology and the places that I have got my current belief system from.